The only way you could be legendary in anything you do is if you make something that has some substance. If you make something that's gonna stick with people and it's gonna make people give a fuck about you forever. I hear Thriller every day and I'm like, I don't feel like Michael is gone, and that's what our music is supposed to do. Now, if I make fluff music and if I try to make music for $1 or make music for this time or make music for this era, then of course my music is never gonna stay, it's never gonna last. There's gotta be something in that. There's gotta be something in the song, gotta be something in the lyric that people listen to and they connect to and they identify with, and they hear it when they're 10 years old, then they hear it when they're 20, and then they when they're 30, and then when they're 40, and they say, that's my shit forever. That ain't just some shit I just thought up of and I was like, oh man, this is gonna work this year. If I come in the room and I say, at the end of the day, all I want to do is make the best song that I've ever made before, and you do the same thing, 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 then all of our egos and everything else, all the pride is out the door. We're going to come in here, we're going to make sure that we make the best song. And that's what it's really about. Like, fuck all the ego, fuck all the money, fuck all this shit. At the end of the day, when you die, what they going to say? When I go, I want them to say that motherfucker was a legend. I want them to look at my kids and be like, yo, your pops was Rico Love. You got to play the game all the way through. You want to win, and that's what we trying to do. That's what I want to focus on in everything we're doing, especially on this project, especially when it comes to discreet luxury. So it can't sound like the shit that they've heard before. It can't come through the same type of person, the same type of vessel they've seen before. This got to be fresh from start to bottom, sonically, lyrically, melodically. Everything about it got to be fresh, got to be new. It got to be exclusive. But we inviting them to it. The most important part, more than the destination, is the journey. Because you don't appreciate crossing that finish line unless you remember when you almost fell. Remember you couldn't catch your breath. That's why we book the time every day. That's why we in here on our off days. That's why we here when nobody is here. That's how we was here on Christmas Eve, man. We was here on Christmas Eve and the day after Christmas. But we obsessing over this because we appreciate the gift. And that's the only way to show that you appreciate the gift is by working hard at it. This is only a piece of it. The whole journey leading up to this point is giving us a story to tell. Now, a lot of people wonder why, you know, I wouldn't do a record or why I didn't do all this stuff in the past. And I realized that what I had to say hadn't been lived yet. I'm never gonna run out of breath because I'm letting this take me. It's like the music is the wind. There's a way to be immortal. There's a way to live forever.